Hey, what's going on, my man?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm trying to manage these technical difficulties, but we're gonna make it, man. We're gonna succeed here.
I know they make it a little bit difficult on here. Definitely.
Yeah, I didn't see the request, and then after I went to your page, then I saw it. So looks like I'm solid now, man.
Yes, sir. We are live. You work out yet today?
I did not. I will be working out right after this video.
Solid, solid. What are you hitting today?
Let's see. I'm gonna hit some chest today, man. I just signed a sponsorship deal with a local a cryogenic recovery center called 5280 Cryo, and they were one of the first companies I know in Colorado, maybe in the whole country, that had a cryogenic recovery. They've been on ESPN, so they work with the Denver Broncos. They work with everybody, but they're getting my shoulder right, and I'm feeling good, man. So I'm hitting chest.
Heck yeah. So how long for the cryo stuff? Like, how long do you go in there? Is it like just a couple minutes or?
Yeah, so it's basically ice bath on steroids. So it's 2 minutes, and it's really cold, but it's quick. It's bearable, man. So it's like going to Antarctica for 2 minutes. So they do the burst in intervals. So I think the coldest it gets is about minus 215 degrees.
Jeez, oh peace.
So yeah, but you freeze a little bit, but you shake it off, and man, it has you feeling really good, and I love it. So
heck yeah. And so you're out in Denver, correct?
I am out in Denver. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did I see on your page that you were in Michigan like a month or so ago? Did I see that?
Yeah, I'm originally from Michigan, so shout out to all my Michiganders here in Colorado. we're flooding this place, man. But born and raised in Michigan, and I lived there basically all my life. Besides the time I spent in the Army, and then I moved out here. So
heck yeah. Awesome out there, right?
Yeah, I love it, man. Denver is the place, man. I hesitate to promote Denver to people because, I don't want everybody move here. Like, everybody does move here. This doesn't need to be like California Part 2. But I love it, man. I love Denver. The sunshine. We get 300 days a year of sun. The economy is good. The fitness community is really dope here, and I really enjoy being here.
Heck yeah. I've heard a lot of good things. All right, we'll get this going a little bit. So now with you, I know you had this crazy transformation, right? I've seen the pictures, and it's such a crazy transformation that I've seen people be like, that's not the same guy in that picture, or things like that. Take us back to, I think it was 2011, maybe 2010. Where were you at in life, and what made you, I know this is a loaded question, but what made you start this transformation, start this journey?
So when I was in the Army, I was in the Army from 97 to 2001. Before I got out, two things happened. I injured my left knee playing flag football, and I developed asthma. So I kind of used those two as excuses to walk away from fitness after I left the Army. When I was in the Army, I was winning awards because, three things you do in the Army: you run, you do push-ups, and you do sit-ups. And I did really well on all of my physical fitness tests. I was like a master trainer, something. So I didn't train with my unit. I did my physical training on my own because I was at the point where, I was at a really high level. So when I was getting out the Army, I had aspirations on walking on to Michigan State, playing defensive back. I got two buddies that I grew up with. They actually played in the NFL. One is Dwight Smith. He's actually he's a Super Bowl champion for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and Antonio Gates. So our neighborhood, we were bred to, do great things. So I had aspirations after I got out the Army. I'm going to walk on Michigan State. I'm going to ball hard. I'm going to the league. And,
right.
Those injuries, they really just took a mental toll on me. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I don't trust my knee. I could barely breathe. There's nothing I can do. I'm just going to work, go to school, and that's going to be life. So I went from a lean 185. I wasn't like ripped. I wasn't like a gym guy like I am now, but I was 185. I went from 185 to eventually 232 pounds, 40-inch waist, pre-diabetic, just all kind of issues. And so fast forward from 2001 when I got out to 2005. Unfortunately, my dad, he passed away from complications with diabetes type 2. And that was really my wake-up call. I was like, well, him and I, we are a freaking genetic match. You look at our pictures, we look exactly alike. You know, the way my life was going, health-wise, was just like his. He didn't work out. He didn't know anything about fitness. So after he passed away, that was my wake-up call. Like, hey, I got to get this together. You know, I got to overcome any mental barriers I have, any physical barriers to get fit. And I actually started with doing like 5Ks, 10Ks. I couldn't really get going in Michigan. If anyone out there knows anything about Michigan, they didn't have a lot of gyms back then. They're starting to get a lot of fitness centers and gyms now. Like they got Planet Fitness, they got LA Fitness there. Right. But when I was there back in 2001, there were hardly any gyms. And so that's why I really moved out here. I was like, I need a change of environment. So I moved out. It took me 5 years. So I spent 5 years in kind of like a wilderness, you know, just trying to find my fitness and just not able to get it going. So when I moved out here to Colorado, I took a new job. And the reason why I took the job was because they had a fitness center downstairs of the office that I worked at. So I was down there religiously, man. When I moved here, I literally hit the ground running. Like I started running again. I started lifting. And I don't know about you, man, but when you go to those small gyms and like a hotel gym and they only have like 50 pounds, like I can outlift this gym. There's nothing in this gym that can handle my gains right now. So I really like outgrew that gym. And then I joined Lifetime. And when I joined Lifetime, my physique just went to a whole new level. Like I said, I really slowed down on the running and 5Ks, 10Ks. I even did a half marathon. I'm like, I'm not a runner. Look at my body. This is not a runner's body. So that's where I really fell in love with lifting. And yeah, everything took off after that. So
heck yeah, man. That's a cool story, man. Like, I feel like a lot of people that make these major transitions and things, like they need like a wake-up call, like you said, with your father. Like, that's unfortunate, but that is one of those things that like gives you a reality check, you know what I mean? And that seems like that did a lot for you. I mean, look at you now from where you were.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I post religiously on social media. I want to reach people before that wake-up call moment. Like if I can reach you when, you know, you have pre-diabetes, you know, before you get full-blown diabetes type 2, or you feel like you're gaining weight, you don't feel as good as you used to, you know, you're not, you know, fitting in your clothes, you know, I want to reach those people. And if I can reach those people, change their lives, then, you know, it'll radiate out. Then maybe their children will change their eating habits, or their mom or their dad or anybody, you know, and that's how it works.
Heck yeah, I like that. So you're the 2018 bodybuilding spokes model thing. How was that for you? And how'd you get involved in that? And I watched your workout actually that you did, that live workout. I think you did a back workout or something. That was pretty awesome too. So
yeah, it was a really cool experience being there. You know, bodybuilding.com, they really take care of their athletes, people they invite up. So like the hospitality, the people in the company were really cool. Spending a week there, it was tough, man, because we were doing like video shoots, photo shoots. You know, everybody's like wondering, like, what are they looking for? You know, because we had no clue, like, as to, you know, what they were looking for, you know, what would make an ideal spokesperson. So spent the week up there, met some wonderful folks, like all of the other 9 finalists. Like they were just so cool. Learned a lot about the behind the scenes of video shoots, photo shoots. So it was a really cool experience. And yeah, they posted some of my pictures from that week on their social media, so I always get love from them. So yeah, shout out to bodybuilding.com. Those guys, they rock.
And that's getting you some needed exposure too, I'm sure. So that's nice also.
Yeah, that's one of the first questions that I get from people like they haven't saw me in a long time or at the gym, like, hey, what's up with bodybuilding.com? What's up? So yeah, people definitely took notice when when I was selected. So it was a really, really awesome experience. Once in a lifetime, probably.
That's sweet, man. What is your current like workout routine and nutrition kind of look like? Like you can just summarize it, I suppose, but what are you doing now?
So my approach is split. So I generally train each body part once per week. So it's a high volume workout, 60 minutes, just, balls to the wall, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I usually, if I'm cutting, I usually do cardio right after. Some body parts I do twice. So if I have time, I'll do legs twice a week. I'll do chest twice a week. So it all depends. But everything a minimum of one. And then if I want to like just drill down on a certain body part, I'll train it 2 times a week. So it's just a classic, 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off split.
Okay.
A lot of the greats have done this in the past. Lee Haney, he's one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. That's one of his splits. And it just works because it gives you enough time to recover. You can hit it fast, and then you have enough time to recover. So.
Right. Cool. That was another one of my questions. Like, first off, what are your goals? Like, is like you trying to compete more? And did you have anybody that kind of motivated you or was like an icon for you, an influence to come up through bodybuilding?
I say the biggest influence on my career is probably a gentleman by the name of Obi Obadike. I don't know if you're familiar with Obi Obadike, but he started off in competing as a physique athlete with WBFF.
Okay.
He eventually went on to become a world title holder. Then he started doing like online training. He became a writer for bodybuilding.com. He had his own show for a while. He had a couple different shows. I think his big break was that he was as an actor by the name of Morris Chestnut. He trained Morris Chestnut for a movie role. Then they wrote a book together, a fitness book. And now Obi Obadike, he's actually Steve Harvey's personal trainer.
Oh,
So
nice.
it doesn't get much better than that, man. I mean, Steve Harvey is, you name 10 guys in Hollywood right now, Steve Harvey should be on that list. So, and my career has been patterned somewhat after Obi. I mean, he has it on the physique side. He's a world champion. He has the education to back it up. He has the experience. So he's my big brother. That's somebody I look up to and I trust in, and he supports me a lot. I support him. So yeah, Obi Obadike. If you guys don't know him, I'll put the link to his page in this description. He's an inspiration. He's such a cool guy, down to earth. He's on TV all the time, NBC, ABC, you name it. He's the awesome guy.
Heck yeah. So with that, do you do any of the online training and nutrition stuff right now? Is that how you make some money also? Is that like your business is doing personal training? Or...
Yeah, my company is called Iron Fit Life. So it is mainly online workout programs. So I have some do-it-yourself programs. I have custom coaching that I offer with customized meal plans, customized workout plans, and accountability coaching as well. So
you do check-ins and stuff with clients like that as well. Yep.
We do weekly check-ins, and I help them overcome, especially like you're feeling like you're plateauing, or you're not your progress is not going as fast as you like. We make adjustments, things of that nature. So yeah,
that's very similar to my approach with that as well. Now with the whole like fitness industry and with coaches and things like that, like what is one issue that you see with people trying to online coach or even just personal train? Do you see any like negatives or anything with the industry that's not up to par?
I think there is a tendency for some folks, they can kind of oversell what they can do for you. They look a certain way in their pictures and their videos, but they're not really forthcoming about, what it took for them to build their physique. Yeah, and I'm not by any means judging anybody, but you do need to be upfront and honest with your clients. I read a lot. I read a lot of information about, statistics on health and fitness. And, so there's a statistic out there that says that, people who successfully lost like 50, 60 pounds and successfully maintained it and kept it off, they had to work out 7 days a week for 60 minutes. Now, that's hard to tell somebody like, listen, you're going to need to work out every day, 60 minutes for the rest of your life.
Right.
You're playing catch up for the things that you didn't do before, you started your transformation. And it's a hard reality. And a lot of coaches won't tell you that. They say, oh, do 3 workouts and, you should be fine. But if you're 60 pounds overweight, I mean, the truth is the truth. You're going to have to put in that work every day, work hard, but it should be something that you love. So the key is really, helping them find something that they love and will be consistent with. I don't care if it's running up and down your block. If you do that for 60 minutes and you love it, freaking do it.
Yeah.
But I think coaches have to be upfront and honest with their clients. And also like the credibility piece. I'm always reading, always learning. I'm linked with a company called ISSA, fitness accreditation company. So I'm like Obi, like I'm always going back, studying, trying to learn, trying to get certified. It's really trying to bring a lot of credibility to what I can offer my clients.
For sure. Yeah, I'll see a lot of, and that's an issue with either with clients and with coaches, is this like, all right, let's get you ripped up in 14 days. And then, a client buys into that and thinks like, oh yeah, it'll take 14 days. And that's just not the case. So I think realistic expectations from both parties is probably a good idea. So,
yep, exactly.
Let me see here. And that's what I think honestly leads to people failing, right? So if they think, they go into it with unrealistic expectations, they hit it hard for a month, and then they kind of fall off, whether it's nutrition or fitness related. And that's what sucks, right? Because their expectations are so high, and then they never reach those goals, and they just never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the statistics show, like, for example, when someone sets a New Year's resolution, midway through February, like on the dot, Valentine's Day, they usually walk away from it. Like 90% of the people walk away from it. So like if you can get your clients to that 6-week point and they're not mentally, checked out on you, then you can work with them. So it's really just about keeping that motivation, keeping the realistic expectations there. Like, look, we're in this for the long haul. We can't do, 12 weeks and then stop, or 14 weeks and stop. It's really like, if your goal is to get healthier, it's really about lifestyle. And that's just a hard pill for most people to swallow. And, coaches try to use that to their advantage and say, well, I'm not going to really tell them everything that they need to do because I want to get paid. I want to do it. And if I have bad news, then they're not going to come back. Well, doctors tell people bad news all the time and they're still employed. So
no doubt. I like that. Making it there's no expiration date on like your health and fitness, like lifestyle.
It's not at all. So
let me see here. All right, so we had a question about intermittent fasting. I know you're familiar with that. Is that something that you practice, or is that something that you recommend for clients or other people to do?
So from the research that I've done and seen, intermittent fasting is a good way to rapidly lose body fat, inflammation, some additional water weight. But long term, it can be really burdensome, and it can be hard to sustain. And really, that's what it's about. Sustainability is your diet affordable? Is it sustainable? Is it something that you don't have to totally change your life in order to accomplish? I mean, nobody lives to diet. We
right.
live to be healthy and to be fit, but not to specifically diet. So I like intermittent fasting. I'm doing it right now. I could possibly be going to the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus in March. So I usually use intermittent fasting to kind of kickstart my cut. And then I'll, you know, to me, because dieting is really like a art and a science. So then I'll shift to whatever I think I need, whatever tool, you know, dieting tool I feel I need. But I always like to start with intermittent fasting because it's really, to me, it's really simple. I start eating at 2 p.m. I stop eating at 10 p.m.
Right.
You know,
Right.
But a lot of people, they can't take it because they have hunger pains or, you know, whatever. But I love intermittent fasting. I think science proves that, you know, eat not short term, it does help improve a lot of health and fitness markers. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Most of the research I've seen as far as like blood lipids and stuff has been favorable for most people changing that. And same with body composition. Every time I do it, I'm really surprised by like how well it works. Like midsection fat, every time I'm like, holy shit. I'm impressed every time. But I think that's a great way, like, to put it, is that it's a tool, and there's lots of tools that you use at different times of your journey, you know. And I think people get caught up in like, I don't want to say fads, but these things that they'll do like for too long. Like if someone wants to go ketogenic, like they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go ketogenic for 10 months or for the year. It's like, just that's a tool you can use, you know. So.
Yeah, it's like, is a hammer better than a wrench? Well, it depends. What are you using it for?
Yeah,
you
what
know?
are you doing? Right. Heck yeah.
What job do you want to get done? How long are you going to be swing a hammer forever?
Right, for sure. I like that. And I think that's one of the biggest hurdles for people too, whether it's like, you know, I mean, we got all this advertisement, right? Like keto this, keto that, waist trainer this, waist trainer that, you know, fat burner this, fat burner that, and people just latch on to these ideas and they don't trust the process. And like you said earlier, like you got to put in the work. Like there's nothing can replace that.
Yeah. And, you know, even with that, you know, tell people like, you know, you may not be able to go to the gym every day, but you're going to have to eat every day. So eat in the manner that leads you to the best chance of succeeding, whether that's, if it fits your macros, or ketogenic, or vegan, or intermittent fasting, or bro diet 6 meals a day, whatever, you know, just be open-minded and know that there's not just one way to get to from point A to point B. There are several different ways.
Well said. Well said. Shoot, I forgot what I was just gonna say. It was on that note too. Oh well, it'll come back to me. So what is the best advice you could give somebody right now that's watching this, that's thinking about, you know, starting that change process that you made from 31 to 39, 2011 to now or whatever? Like, what advice can you give someone that's contemplating that?
So, you know, I started my journey from a hurtful place. You know, I was, you know, really like upset because I didn't know my dad growing up. I didn't meet my dad till I was 13 years old. So I feel like, you know, the universe really took my dad away from me before I really got to know him. And I was 23 when he died. So, you know, that was about, 10 years that I, spent with him. And some of that, you know, I was in Alabama for 4 years. So I was in the Army.
Right.
So I only had a year or so with him. Well, I had about 3 or 4 years with him after I got out of the Army. So, you know, I would just tell people, you know, if you think about something more than once a day, then you probably need to do it. So if you think about like, man, I need to lose weight, or I need to get more energy, then you got to act on it. You know, you don't have like your whole life ahead of you to, you know, make positive change in your life, because you can walk out the door and you never know what can happen. So if you have that thought in your mind to change, then do it. You know, I started my fitness journey. I wasn't a trainer. I had no knowledge of health and fitness. Everything, all my workouts and my nutrition that I I learned from the Army. I just, whatever they gave me to eat, I ate it. Whatever they told me to do, I did it. And, you know, I had no formal education. So I started basically just researching YouTube and researching on my own. The most powerful thing that I did in the beginning was track what I was eating through an app called Lose It, or you could use My Fitness Pal. I mean, all kind of, you could call it pseudoscience, whatever. But when you observe something, that thing changes. You know, they've proven that, and like I said, there's a lot of science behind it. I won't go into it, but when they've run tests that when you observe an event, when you observe something happening, you can alter the outcome of it. So if you're observing your weight, your waistline, what you put in your body, you can use that information, that observation, to make better decisions in the future. And that's what it's all about. You know, we are, you know, you're in America, it's a free country. You have the decision to eat whatever you want to eat, put whatever you want to put in your body. You know, there's almost a gym on every corner. So all the resources are there for anybody that wants to make a change to make a change. But I started really simple. I didn't even like alter what I was eating in the beginning. I was just tracking it. Like, man, I'm eating McDonald's 3 times a day. I'm eating too much fat. You know, and that's where everything generated for me, tracking what I ate every day.
Yeah, I think that is probably like step one, right? Is to become aware. Like once you see, you know, I'm eating 6 cookies a day, like you're probably not going to eat 6 cookies a day anymore.
I don't.
So I think
linear cookies.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the cookie, right? But yeah, like once you become, and it's all about becoming aware, right? Becoming aware of how you feel after certain foods. A lot of the time, I feel like these people are in a place where, you know, they might feel bad, but they've been feeling bad for so long, whether it's like low energy, not good sleep, you know, they don't feel good about themselves, that becomes their like normal, their baseline. So they really don't understand like how good feeling good feels like.
Yeah. I mean, and even science shows like when you go to the gym and you lift heavy shit, that really affects your brain in a positive way. You know,
Exactly.
it boosts up your dopamine levels. It really contributes to your happiness because, and then, you know, the feeling that you have through your body to know like your body is functioning the way it's supposed to. I mean, I don't care. You like CrossFit, you like working out, I don't know, doing jumping jacks, whatever you like to do, you know, I think it's just important just to move and to do something that you really like. And for me, you know, when I found the weight room, when I found gym, the weights, the barbells, the dumbbells, I mean, my life and my happiness level just skyrocketed because it was something that I thoroughly loved and enjoyed. It was a challenge. And to this day, it's led to a couple of those things back there.
Right. And yeah, that's the thing too. So for you, so you were 31, and what you were doing as far as a career then, do you have anything to do with that anymore? Or is it all, you know, bodybuilding, training, coaching, things like that?
You know, I personally envision myself next 5 to 10 years to be one of the most influential health and fitness personalities out there. So I'm just kind of working my way up to that goal. You know, it started with physique competing. You know, I won on the local level, I won on the national level, and you know, I was fortunate enough to win on a world level. So I'm just taking everything I've learned up to this point and I'm sharing it with others. You know, I don't care if, you know, you want to compete, you play football, you're in the boardroom. I think a lot of what I've learned through the process of training my body and my mind can be applied to anywhere. You know, everything, anywhere you want to go in life, if you want to reach the upper echelon, it's going to take discipline, sacrifice, hard work, dedication, you know, not being easily swayed from, you know, outside forces, you know, having self-confidence. And those are the things that, you know, I'm going to talk about more and more in my social media, not just the body. The body gets your attention, but it's really the things that I want to teach you. That's what I want to drive home.
Yeah, so I agree with you completely. The qualities you get out of the gym and, you know, transforming your body and crafting your body, sculpting your body, you can use those in a lot of different facets of life. like you said, whether it's the hard work, the discipline, the trusting the process, you know, trusting that you're headed in the right direction, becoming self-aware, all those things. Side note, if you do go down to the Arnold, let me know. I'll come down there and hang out with you for a bit, for sure.
Yeah. It's probably like a 90% chance I'll be there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to the Arnold. I've been to the Olympia, but I've never been to the Arnold. So okay. I'm looking forward to the the double by picture in front with his statue in front.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, yeah, it's a pretty cool venue down there, loaded with people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you say, like, you said you read a lot. Is there any books, podcasts, or like online resources that you go to frequently, to whether it's to get some information or to develop yourself or anything like that?
The first like self-help book that really like opened my mind to the possibility of, you know, reaching your life's true potential was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that book, like, you know, that's the book that really opened my mind to the possibility. And I think that planted the seed that allowed me to have the courage to pursue bodybuilding. Because, I mean, you know, getting up in front of, you know, hundreds, thousands of people, you know, 90% naked, you know, isn't exactly, you know, what I ideally grew up wanting to do. But I think, you know, like you say, trust in the process, you know, because I didn't set out to become a bodybuilder, muscle model, sports model when I first started to work out. I just wanted to get fit. I didn't want to die early like my dad. My dad was 52 years old when he passed away. And, you know, I said, no, that's not going to be my story. I got too much I want to do in life. And, you know, it was only like I was working out for 3 years. Like bodybuilding.com, they published my story. Muscle and Strength, they published my transformation story. And then, you know, people at the gym started asking me, do I compete? I'm like, compete in what? Like physique shows, like bodybuilding. You look like a bodybuilder, man. I'm like, no, I've never really thought about it. But so that's the thing about life. You gotta, you know, when you get people you don't know telling you all the same thing and they don't know each other, then that may be a sign that you need to at least investigate what that's about. So that's what like that. Shortly after that, I got my degree. I did my first show and I won my first show. So yeah, you never know how life can turn out when you kind of listen to your intuition. But yeah, Think and Grow Rich definitely planted that seed that allowed me to do some cool things in life.
Right. I almost got that yesterday on Audible. I do a lot of the Audible listening and stuff. I have a subscription through them. I almost got that one. I should have. But I think that's a big thing too. Like anybody I read on that's successful, they're like, it's all about like reading and learning and going out of your way to, you know, get information. And nowadays that's so easy with the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it is.
If you ever write anything or publish anything, like I can see that in 2 seconds if I wanted to. And then instead of just getting information from Joey at the gym, like I can get information right from you. You know what I mean? So I think I like that about the internet for sure. Also, I've noticed now that like there's starting to be a lot of competition in like the online, the training and stuff, and you know, Facebook and Instagram are changing their algorithms, and it kind of makes it difficult for guys like us to, you know, keep finding new people, and that's been aggravating me lately. I'm trying to find all these little, you know, tips and tricks and stuff. So
yeah, it can be challenging. I mean, anytime you talk about technology, you got to factor in change. So, you know, the platform could change their algorithm. You know, Mark Zuckerberg could be having a bad day and say, I don't care about making that much money today. I don't care if you guys don't see, you know, this industry ad or that industry's ad. You know, it's pretty much one person, you know, controlling the lever there. You know, he's controlling 2 levers. He's controlling Instagram and Facebook levers.
Yeah, you got both of them.
So I think, like, you know, it behooves anybody who's in, you know, a given industry where they have to market themselves in order to reach customers, just kind of spread it out and just learn as much as you can about the different platforms, and don't just drill in on one, because if somebody takes that away from you, then like you're stuck holding the bag.
Right. You got to have your own, right? You got some
Yep.
way, shape,
You do.
form. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And do you do all of your social media and stuff all by yourself, or does anybody help you out with that, or how do you do that?
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I dabbled in graphic design, like, paper and pencil graphic
Right.
design. Like I actually had artwork that was displayed in the Detroit Institute of Art, and so like those skills that I had back then, like really helped me create, eye-catching um, graphics, eye-catching content. So I create all my overlays for my videos. So yeah, I do it all myself. Like I'm really handy with Photoshop and Final Cut. I want to be like better, but it just takes time. If you want to learn all this stuff, you just have to keep on grinding away at it.
Trial and error. Yeah.
Yep, trial and error. Yep.
All right, so I just got a couple more questions for you, and I'll let you get out of here. What are a few of your favorite exercises to do? So if you had to narrow it down to 3.
Okay. Squats, bench press, and deadlifts. Those are like if I went to the gym and that's all I could do, then those 3. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'll do, because what that does, it taxes large muscle groups.
Right.
Your quads, your back, your chest. And I think that you can build a quality physique just by doing those 3 exercises a couple times a week.
Heck yeah, and that taxes your central nervous system as well. So
Yep.
those are, the big 3 probably, I would say.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. What are like a couple of, or just one of the biggest fitness or nutrition like myths that you run into all the time, or you see, what are mistakes that people make that are the biggest things, like false beliefs, I should say?
I'm the hard truth guy. So as you get older, you can't eat as many calories as you could when you were younger. I'm 38 years old. There's no way, that I can get away with eating 3,000 calories, 4,000, 5,000 calories if I want to lose weight.
Right.
There are some folks out there who dabble in, substances that can allow you to do that stuff, but I don't. So really it's just about watching my overall caloric intake, and then I use, a macro, they call a macro-based approach. So I know what percent of proteins I take in, percent of fat, percent of carbs, and then I kind of manipulate that based on my goals. So for instance, I'm cutting right now. I'm probably going to lose about 20 pounds over the next 5 weeks for the Arnold. So I don't want to be like, I would love to be stage shredded, but I don't care about being stage shredded. But I just want to be, nice cut, lean, where like if you're standing across the street and you look at me, you can tell that I lift weight. That's my goal. Like if you squint at Mike, you can tell. You can squint. You can tell Ryan he lifts weights. So
right.
that's the goal physique for the Arnold. So I take in all different factors. My waistline, my weight. I do body composition testing. So I like tools. I have all these tools that I use. How I feel, how my clothes fit. I have all these different tools that I use to help me kind of know if I'm on the right track or I'm off. So.
Heck yeah. See, and that's A, keeping you accountable, and B, that's just you being self-aware with all of those different things. Because that can be tough to do, right? Especially if you got other stuff going on. You're like, I don't care about the scale. I don't care about how my clothes are fitting, So that's awesome that you
And
do
some
that.
people don't, and I don't knock it. Whatever method works for you. You gotta, we each of us are kind of like our own universe. What works in my universe, my world, may not work in your world, but as long as you getting your goal accomplished and you're not complaining, then it's all good.
Heck yeah. I love that. All right, man. The last one I got for you is, what are your future plans? There are some of your goals that you're trying to accomplish within the next X amount of time.
So, I would love to break in Hollywood, get movie roles, either that or or I'd love to be like a trainer for all the Marvel superhero actors. Eventually love to be one day. Like there's a new show on CW called Black Lightning. Like I'm petitioning hard to get on Black Lightning. I know I can do one of these roles. It's just, you know, just hook a brother up. So,
I think you could.
No, go ahead.
I said, I think you could do that. Definitely. Your personality, your looks, man, definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, that's long-term goal. Kind of like what the Rock did. He was, you know, I grew up a WWF. Back then it was the WWF.
Yep.
WWF fan. You know, I love the Rock, love Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and just saw those guys kind of transition from that world to Hollywood. So I want to do the same. I have like I've done commercials. I've been in a movie before. It's called Heaven Sent. It wasn't a speaking role. So now I'm just really focused on like getting speaking roles, breaking into Hollywood. A lot of times they want you to move to Hollywood. So I'm trying to do it here in Denver. Hopefully we can get some studios here in Denver. I can work on it. But so that's long-term goal. Short-term goal, I'm locking down supplement deals, sponsorship deals, partnership deals. And one of the new supplement, I didn't announce this yet, so I'm announcing it here first. So one of the new sponsors that I picked up is this company called Grip Fitness Audio. So they make like a Beats by Dre version for people who attend the gym. So I've tried these on. They're so comfortable. I'm going to post the link on my page, but these headphones are really, really awesome. They're comfortable. They got a long range, long battery life. And it's just a cool ass company, man. I've been working with them for a couple weeks now, and I just got my headphones, but I love it, man. Love wearing wireless headphones in the gym. And yeah, these Grip Fitness Audios are, yeah, they're the bomb.com, man.
Yeah, those look nice, man. That's sweet.
These are actually Kai Green. You know Kai Green. If you go to his Instagram, any of his social media, you'll see him wearing these. So it's great to be associated with, you know, a legend, living legend like Kai Green. So
heck yeah, that's big business right there. That's top of the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
So hitting the here, I got new programs coming out for men, for women, for everybody, for your cat, workouts for your cat. Look out for my new dog and hamster workout plan. So everybody.
Heck yeah, man. All right, I appreciate you coming on. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. It's fun to follow you. I'll definitely keep in touch with you. I'll probably end up messaging you later today. And if you got any advice, feel free to throw it out. If not, no biggie. And again, I really appreciate what you're doing, and I like the message that you're spreading. So.
Yeah, and I want to say thanks, man. Thanks for reaching out to me. I'm glad we got a chance to connect. And I just want to tell everybody, just, you know, whatever you want in life, just go after it. You know, YOLO, you only live once. So I don't care if you want to be a rapper, a basket weaver, you know, extra on a film, or whatever you want. Next Mark Zuckerberg, the next Ryan. Just go ahead and pursue your dreams, especially if you're young. If you're young, you have no reason to pursue your dreams. Just get it and pursue it with all your heart, passion, and will.